Welcome everyone. Look, if you're tuning in to this explainer, you're clearly ready to stop endlessly brainstorming and start absolutely dominating your space. We're looking at a fundamentally massive shift right now, not just in how we work, but in how people actually search online. And honestly, if you're only using ChatGPT to ask, hey, what should I write about next? You are leaving an unbelievable amount of efficiency on the table. So today, we're going to take a really structured step-by-step look at how the top SEO pros are literally cutting their workloads in half, all while getting way better results.
So here's the reality check we probably all need. The old SEO playbook, it's basically obsolete. We're totally moving away from the days where you just build a page, cross your fingers, and hope users click your little blue Google link. The new playbook is entirely about adapting to AI overviews and this massive rise in zero-click searches. I mean, users might not even use traditional Google search anymore. They're just going directly to ChatGPT to get their answers. So, instead of playing defense and trying to compete against AI, we need to go on the offensive and use it to our absolute advantage.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, content strategy. 2, technical SEO automation. 3, advanced workflows. And 4, best practices and risks.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, supercharging your content strategy.
What makes this particular content gap analysis workflow so brilliantly simple is that you don't need to manually scour your site for hours anymore. It's really just 3 steps. Step 1, you just export your sitemap as a text file. Step 2, upload that file directly into ChatGPT. And Step 3, prompt it to identify content gaps and suggest new pieces that address totally different search intents. You can even feed it hyper-specific details about your target audience, their biggest challenges, and what actually makes your brand unique. It instantly acts as this incredible stepping stone to build out a comprehensive content strategy based exactly on what your site is missing.
Now, let's talk about semantic clustering and how this builds up your keyword strategy. ChatGPT is incredibly skilled at grouping keywords that share similar meanings, but I want you to pay close attention to the search volume action here. This is a massive heads up. While ChatGPT might confidently spit out search volume numbers for you, it is notorious for just completely hallucinating or making up that data out of thin air. So absolutely use it for the quick semantic grouping, but you have to verify those search volumes with a reliable tool, like SEMrush's Keyword Magic tool, which actually has billions of real keywords in its database.
This brings us to a crucial concept, information gain. A really common rookie mistake is letting AI analyze your competitors and then just printing out the exact same generic outline as everyone else. Sure, AI can find the gaps, but if you just publish its baseline outline, you are literally just competing to be the most average page on the internet, and that's a race to the bottom. Information gain means you're adding fresh insights, higher accuracy, and greater usefulness to your content. You want to prompt ChatGPT for H2, H3, or H4 suggestions that cover exactly what your competitors missed. Let the AI spot the gaps, but your ultimate goal is to make the content uniquely useful.
Moving right along to Section 2, automating technical SEO tasks.
If you're tired of manually writing hundreds of title tags and meta descriptions, and let's be honest, who isn't? You can automate this in bulk if you have a paid ChatGPT subscription. You just create a spreadsheet with your existing tags, upload the file, give it a highly targeted prompt, and let it do the heavy lifting. But there is a major caveat here. ChatGPT is notoriously terrible at counting characters. It will confidently hand you a meta description that is like 50 characters over the limit. So while this workflow is infinitely faster than doing it by hand, you absolutely must verify those lengths before pushing anything live.
This next part brilliantly illustrates how ChatGPT can step in as your junior developer, specifically for schema markup. Rather than paying a senior dev for these basic tasks, you can knock it out yourself. First, you identify your needs on schema.org, like, say, an organization schema. Then, just provide your specific data to ChatGPT and prompt it to write the code. You can even ask it for enhancement recommendations. But, and please hear me on this, always validate the output using a schema validator, and have a real human developer do a quick review before implementing it site-wide.
Now think about this idea for a second. When you're stuck on a really dense technical SEO audit, ChatGPT becomes your ultimate interpreter. It can't go out and run the raw audit on your site for you, but you can paste a giant list of complex technical issues right out of your audit tool directly into the chat. You can ask it to explain in plain English what the errors mean, exactly how to fix them, and, this is the best part, ask it to prioritize the list and explain its reasoning for why one issue is a bigger fire to put out.
Okay, let's step it up a notch with Section 3, Advanced Analysis and Workflows.
Keep in mind that ChatGPT completely thrives on publicly available data, which makes it an absolute powerhouse for competitor analysis. You can literally feed your competitors' content right into the prompt. Ask it to analyze their messaging, generate a full SWOT analysis, and pinpoint new positioning opportunities for your brand. If you prompt it with a highly specific, painful problem that your target audience faces, it will uncover nuanced angles and solutions way faster and honestly, way better than a traditional Google search ever could.
You can also get really aggressive with streamlining your internal workflows. By using platforms like Zapier, you can connect ChatGPT straight to Airtable and Google Docs to totally automate your content brief creation. Or you can use the GPT for Sheets extension to handle tedious spreadsheet tasks, like bulk translations or whipping up complex formulas. Just imagine taking a dense 50-page SEO audit report and having the AI generate a high-level, stakeholder-ready action plan in literally seconds. It completely changes the game on how efficiently we can process data.
All right, let's slow things down just a bit for our final pillar. Section 4, Best Practices and Hidden Risks. When it comes to actually writing content, these are the absolute non-negotiable rules of the game. Number 1, your prompts have to be incredibly detailed and explicitly include your brand values and tone of voice. Number 2, never ever ask ChatGPT to write an entire article in one single go. You have to work section by section to keep strict control over the output. Number 3, inject your own authentic, personal human experience. Remember, the AI wasn't there to actually experience anything firsthand. And finally, number 4, verify absolutely everything it gives you. Seriously, I want you to look at this number, 5. This is a massive cautionary tale. The Chicago Sun-Times recently used ChatGPT to generate a list of 15 summer reading recommendations for their readers. Well, out of those 15 books that the AI so confidently recommended, only 5 of them were actually real books. The rest? Complete and total hallucinations. AI will literally invent fake information with absolute unwavering confidence. If you don't fact-check it, you are going to end up publishing outdated or completely fake sources. And that risk ties directly into Google's EEAT guidelines: experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Google's heavy emphasis on experience is not a coincidence, guys. They want real, earned human expertise, not what the industry is calling generic AI slop. On top of that, data shows that nearly half of your customers will actually trust your brand less if they find out AI was used when they were expecting a human touch. Transparency and true uniqueness are quite literally your only shields against duplicate content penalties and losing your audience's trust. At the end of the day, generative AI is absolutely here to stay. Success in this new landscape relies entirely on how well you can blend your established brand identity with these crazy new capabilities. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. How are you going to balance the brutal efficiency of AI with the undeniable authenticity of real human expertise? Remember, ChatGPT is a highly sophisticated assistant, but it is not a replacement for your core strategy or your unique human perspective. Use it wisely, and it will completely transform the way you work. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, keep learning.